Welcome back to the live stream, everyone. This is Shoop Sports here, back with another in-day prep for the NFL playoffs. Yesterday, we made some bets on this show, and we came out and made some money. That money was made on hitting 2 or 4 touchdown props. So we hit on Nico Collins for $10, and then we hit on Tyreek Hill for $35 at plus 155. We lost a $50 Travis Kelce bet, and we lost a $10 Devon Achane bet. But we came out plus $10 after all 4 bets because of the great odds that we were getting. So that's good. On top of that, we hit on our Joe Flacco bet, his over in passing yards. So we finished the day, NFL betting wise, up $60. Did you win yesterday? Maybe you followed me and you did. So the goal today, let's win again. But we're going to follow the same exact process that we did as yesterday. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open up. We're going to share the screen real quick. All right. Back in the Inception screen. So we got FanDuel locked and loaded, ready to go. Now we got the best bets. So to recap what we did yesterday, I wanted to look specifically at the anytime touchdown scorer props and see where we could find the best value. Now, what ended up happening yesterday was that FanDuel had all of the great bets in terms of finding players to score. But it might not be the same today. So let's see what we can find. So first thing that jumps out to me here is Aaron Jones to score a touchdown is at plus 125 when a lot of the books have him as a heavy favorite to score a touchdown. Now, what's interesting here is that the Packers are 7-0 this year when Aaron Jones plays. That's a pretty remarkable number, right? We'll see if we can get BetMGM loaded up. But while we wait to load it up, let's look at some of these other plays. We like that, and we also like this Jaden Reed at plus 190. Most of the sportsbooks have it at plus 150, plus 160. We can get a plus 190 in FanDuel. So we like that. Roman Dobbs is good odds, but he's too long of a long shot. And I don't really want to buy any touchdown score at minus 140 or in CeeDee Lamb's case, minus 145. Even if they're likely to score a touchdown. Touchdowns, can be so random that I'd rather put it on an underdog, to increase the variance in our favor. So let's start with Jaden Reed. And we can also look, like we did yesterday, we'll look at Pinnacle, and we'll see what they have. So they have Jaden Reed to score a touchdown plus 165. If we take the VIG out of these odds, 165 minus 236, we'll see that the plus 190 beats that plus 186, but by a thin margin. So we're going to go find Jaden Reed, and we're going to do what we did yesterday, and we're going to hit him for $10. We'll lock that in, and we'll place that into our bet tracker for $10. Now, going back to Aaron Jones. So I'm going to log in real quick on here. And once we get in, we'll bet on Aaron Jones as well. In the meantime, let's look at his anytime TD odds. 109 and minus 154. 145, that is. Once again, we are beating the CLV with this play. So, if we can get into BetMGM, we can. If it's not going to load for us, it's not going to load for us. Not much we can do right now. But we did lock in our Jaden Reed. And I did want to check out Mr. Jake Ferguson because his odds are pretty good because you got these two books that have 145. They have FanDuel at 190. But does Pinnacle agree that this is a good bet? Not really. We're going to leave it alone. And we're going to try to find another bet here that could work in our favor. So what I like to do is I'll scan through FanDuel and I'll see what odds they have. So they have Ferguson, for example, his receiving yards at 44.5, and it's a heavy favorite. But FanDuel has it at 45.5. So I'd see the line is about accurate there. I can scan and try to find some bets that maybe the lines are off. So Jayden Reed, heavy favorite for his longest reception to go over 20.5. FanDuel has over 19.5 at less yards. So I'm going to hit this for $35. And maybe they don't want us to play. Okay, there we go. So we got 35 here. So I'm going to go find player longest reception. Go find Jayden Reed. And as you see, I kind of broke a rule here by not paying attention to every sportsbooks first. But what do you know it? FanDuel did have the best odds on that play. So we'll hit that for 35. So we like that play. We're loaded up here. And because of the major difference in odds, I'm going to go big with this one. I'm going to go $50 on Aaron Jones to score a touchdown. So then let's add that for 50. Add to the bet tracker. So we have our big bet on Aaron Jones to score. We have Jayden Reed, longest reception as a medium bet to go over his longest reception. And we have Jayden Reed himself to score a touchdown at our small bet. Now, it's kind of worked out in a way where I've bet all Packers to have positive stats, but it doesn't necessarily mean the Packers are going to win. It just necessarily means that the odds of one of those things happening, combined, we should make money, right? With the odds that we're getting and what the sharps are saying, The sharps are underrating the Packers' ability to score, or these books are underrating the Packers' ability to score compared to the sharps. One more thing I want to look at. So, alt receptions. So Jayden Reed's at 4.5. That's about accurate. I wanted to see if it was a longer odds than normal. Jake Ferguson. I like Ferguson. I don't know why. That 4.5 at plus 114 is good, but it's not enough for me to want to bet it. We're just going to scan all the players here. Cooks, his over 3.5. Not bad odds here. Let's take a look at that real quick. Minus 105 and minus 127. At plus 109, and we can get it at plus 114, I'm going to take that for 25. And before I place this bet, I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time, and I'm going to make sure that I'm getting the best odds on this play. So we went down a little too far, it looks like. Let's go to Brandon Cooks. We are not. In fact, it looks like his odds are about the same on every book. So this is not a good play. Even if Pinnacle says otherwise, we're not going to bet this. I'm glad I took that extra step to find that. And then, wrong tab. CD to score. He's at minus 153. I think the best we could get is minus 145. Over 98.5 receiving yards is a big favorite, but his line on FanDuel is 100.5. I'm going to look at his receiving yards, and if that's all we can get, it's all we can get. Let's go to Lamb. We can get his receiving yards at minus 115 on BetMGM. And it might be worth a bet because that line is lower than most. But, it's hard to find a real difference between 98.5 and 99.5. And I do think CD's going to have a good game. but it's a bit juiced for my liking, and it isn't that heavy of a favorite for me to want to bet. So if I was to devig these odds, you see the perfect odds would be minus 111. So I'm going to stay away from this, but I wouldn't be surprised if CD hits that number. Not a ton of outliers here. We're going to move on to the other game. So we're going to go to Rams Lions. Now, full disclosure, I have some bets on this game already. I have the Rams money line. I got the Rams money line. So as you see, if I go to my bet tracker, I can show you actually. So to Sweat Station, if it works, or the bet tracker. Bet tracker is even better. Okay. Anyway, well, you might have just seen it briefly, but basically I had Rams money line, I had Cooper Kupp over on receptions, and I got Jahmyr Gibbs over on rushing attempts. All positive expected value plays, and that's what we're going to look for in this one as well. So let's go back, and if the odds, and we're going to go back and try to find some touchdown bets. I'm on 2%, so I'm going to make this quick so I don't lose this upload. So I should probably go find my charger. Anyway, these touchdown bets are very juice. So I guess they're expecting lots of touchdowns, or they're expecting people to bet on touchdowns, maybe. So let's just find a couple of touchdown bets that we like. Maybe we'll find that the market, maybe there are no plays, but maybe we find a couple of interesting plays to make. So right off the bat, we see Amon-Ra scored touchdown is plus 116 on Pinnacle. He's plus 100 on FanDuel. No value there. Anytime touchdown score. DraftKings, though, has a plus 115. So it's a bit of an outlier, but not enough for me to want to bet it. Cooper Kupp, the same across the board. David Montgomery at minus 115. Now, what is he on? Pinnacle, minus 110. It's an interesting bet, but he's too big of a favorite for me to actually want to bet it. Jahmyr Gibbs, though, at minus 115. I have his over in rushing attempts. He's at minus 120. Again, he's too big of a favorite for me to want to put a small play on it. Just doesn't seem like a payoff that's worth it. Kyren Williams is at minus 165, and on the other books, he's a huge favorite. What kind of favorite is he in this one? Minus 187, 139. Let's devig this real quick. 155. We might not have a touchdown play. It seems like all the touchdown props are just kind of inflated across the market. Puka, Sam Laporta. I don't think Sam Laporta is playing, right? There's no way. That was a bad injury last week. Brace yourself. If Sam is trending towards playing, wow. I'm just finding this out. That's incredible. But I'm not going to bet. I don't know if I want to bet his TD odds unless, there's not a Pinnacle. So I'm going to stay away from that. It's not the worst long shot bet if you want to take a shot on something. But what I'm finding is that there are no touchdown props to bet. The one thing I did see, though, that I might be interested in was Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds, he's at plus 340 on FanDuel. It's a big underdog, but if Laporta doesn't play, I think those odds will shoot up. And if we look on here, it's not worth playing. It was interesting to look at it, but I have no plays for touchdowns. If you do want to make a play, honestly, Jahmyr Gibbs at minus 115 compared to the rest of the market, I think, compared based on